Good morning, everybody. I'm on my way to the clinic, but not to see patients on this Saturday morning. We are on day 2 of Impact. So I just wanted to recap for all the Impact attendees who might be watching this right now. Good morning, fellas and ladies. And for those who haven't made it out to Impact yet, who want to, and for those who have been following Movable University but are not part of it and are interested in the whole process. So here's what we are doing. Here's what we're doing. I'm getting a text message from one of the attendees right now, but I am driving and I'm not looking at my phone. So anyway, yesterday, what did we do? We had Trainer Tony, Anabolic Andrew, myself, and Dr. Zach helped out, which was awesome, and Alyssa was there helping out a little bit as well, I believe, and also learning. And anyway, what we went over is we went over level 1, level 2. First, we went through level 1 screen, level 2 assessment, and we explained it. We explained every step of it. People asked questions, we answered it. Then we broke up into groups of 3, and we had basically doctor/doctor scorer and then patient, and they took them through the assessment. And they got as far as they could. We gave them about an hour, I believe, and then we took a little break. We came back, and we then went through the entire process again, but we let a couple of the doctors go through it instead of us showing them how to do it. And then we helped critique and point out things, and everyone who was in attendance was able to see what we were looking at. They were able to call out what they saw, whether it was functional or dysfunctional, there's a problem, or what the criteria was for each movement. Then from there, what we did is we actually finished that rather quickly, which was cool. So we have a pretty sharp group that's up to speed. We were able to then go and start talking about what are all the bullet points that we cover starting on a day 1 through day 5 process. And I wasn't planning on starting that until today, but we actually got a jump start on it yesterday, which is great. So we went through day 1 and day 2, and we were just about to start day 3. So this morning what we're going to do is we're going to start over again on day 1, day 2, because that was all the way yesterday. So we just need a little recap of what the bullet points are on day 1, day 2. I'm going to let the doctors attending fill in the blanks. Let me know what the bullet points, the key points are, things to reiterate with staff, for example, things that maybe they need to add to their processes, because the first couple days sets the precedence for everything for patient care, and that's where all the systems need to be dialed in, and it makes things so much more successful for the patient, so much easier for the flow of the clinic, for the doctor, for the success of the patient actually going through care, understanding all the moving parts. So the first couple of days have a lot of pieces to it, and for good reason. That makes things easier in the future, is the thing. Okay, so we're going to recap day 1, day 2, then we're going to jump into day 3. I'm going to go through a report of findings, patient report of findings, so everyone can see how do we explain this stuff to someone. You know, how do we tie this back into chiropractic? How do we basically cover everything that they're going to do for the next 3 months, and then after that, likely for the next year on a fairly consistent basis. And how do we do that? How do we create that experience in a 3-day process so that patients get it, and that we as the doctor also help a patient make a choice if this is something that they want to do? Because, you know, truth be told, we probably have 70-80% of people want to go through this type of corrective care. That's why they seek us out. Some people come in and they just think this is like a normal chiropractic clinic, and now this is a brand new thing, and they might not be ready for it right away. And that's okay. We're not telling them what to do. We're presenting them with what we find, what it means if they don't do anything, or if they just take maybe a traditional chiropractic approach, like don't do any corrective work at all, and then what it means if they go through a corrective process. And then it's, what do you want to do? That's the question. So from there, patient chooses what they want to do, and then on day 3 we have everything built. We're presenting it to them, and we are showing them what they asked for, what they wanted, and then we're onboarding them. So day 4 is a very important. Day 4 is the exercise department's equivalent of the doctor report of findings. So day 4 cannot be rushed. The success of someone's 12-week transformation, I think, is a lot of it rests on a successful day 4. So day 4 is uninterrupted time for at least 20 minutes with one of the exercise team and the patient. And then day 5, the doctor circles back, sets goals with a patient, reiterates some of the key points that were covered on day 4, make sure they bring a journal, just emphasizes some of the points that the exercise department said so that they're hearing it from the doctor and the exercise team. And then it's off to the races. So I have this whole thing drawn out on a big dry erase board. We're going through it check by check, just going through every single bullet point, crossing it out as we go, and making sure that everyone understands these points. And basically, that's going to be the main thing. So what else are we covering today? Well, the system that holds this all together is the 12-week transformation. That's how you automate the systems. That's one of the key elements to a successful exercise department in your clinic. This is covered in our masterclass too. If you've never seen the masterclass, it's movewelluniversity.com/masterclass, all one word. Check that out, and you can watch a 90-minute summary of the 4 key elements to a successful exercise department. We break it down in detail. We show you what we're talking about when we say automation, when we say 12-week transformation, online membership site for the patients. We show that all in the masterclass, so check it out if you haven't seen that yet. Members or non-members, because there's some members out there that haven't put their 12-week transformation into place yet, and maybe like, well, I don't have time, or I mean, how important is it? Or it's crucial. It's like the backbone of this whole system. It's what makes everything easy. It helps you automate certain steps so you save time, and patients have more clarity. They have resources they can turn to. So you need your 12-week transformation, doctors. Absolutely. Your patients out there need the 12-week transformation. They're waiting for it. So what we're going to do today, Vlad, who's our MoveWell support, so Vlad, awesome dude, helps us tremendously. He's going to come on the big screen. So we're going to do like a virtual Vlad encounter, a VVE. I just made that up. We're going to do a VVE, a virtual Vlad encounter. It's going to be a 2-hour session where he's going to walk everyone through the entire setup of pulling in the 12-week transformation into their account, setting it up with the email automation, and making sure that it's working. And then the goal is to have everyone up and running with the 12-week transformation so that this next week, the main components that everyone needs to cover, they already get one of the biggest ones out of the way, which is 12-week transformation. They'll then have to work on copying over some emails into MailChimp, so they have an email automation platform set up. So those are 2 things. The belt system, so get the bands, get the boards up on the wall with the belts, the exercise board, and what else? I think that was the main thing. So those pieces, once those pieces are in place, and the journals obviously, which go hand in hand with 12-week transformation. Once those pieces are in place, that pretty much kind of puts you in a position as the doctor is, well, I've already done all this stuff. I've already put all these steps in place. Now I need to learn the systems even more and more and more, train the staff so we can get this implemented. That's what I think the starting point is. You get those physical pieces up in the clinic, and that's your reminder on a daily basis of like, okay, I got to get going, and then set a date on the calendar. By this day, we're going to start doing movement tests with patients. So first you have the training with the staff does movement tests. You do movement tests. You maybe select a handful of patients who want to be like the first few patients to run through it. And then when you launch it to your entire practice, you have a launch date, and you do like a countdown to launch date, and you make it an exciting day, an exciting event. That's the way you get stuff done, is you set a date, you stick to it, you reverse engineer what you need to get done. And sometimes you'll be right on track, and oftentimes what happens is it forces you to work a little bit harder a week or 2 before that launch date because you feel the pressure. Versus if you don't ever set a date, if you don't ever announce it, if you don't do anything, it's easy just to be like, oh, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month. It's not a good time right now, I'm busy, I have this. And we just make up excuses for ourselves as far as why we never get started with these things. I mean, this is life. And we're going to help all of you make sure that doesn't happen with this. So I'm really excited to come train with everyone today. And I'll be there soon, picking up a little small surprise, and then I will be there shortly. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments or anything, let us know below. If you want to share this with other chiropractic students or other chiropractors that maybe you went to school with, you haven't connected with in a while, or like all of us who went to chiropractic school have those couple buddies that we still are in contact with, share this with them. Say, hey, check this out. This is the thing I've been following. we have some big goals of growing Movable University by the end of this year, and I'm asking you that if you know other like-minded chiropractors that put clinical results at the highest level and then want to have really up-to-date systems to automate the process, share this with them. We're looking for those other chiropractors out there. So, and if you're one of those chiropractors, reach out, and you can also schedule a discovery call with Vlad. Vlad can go through, give you all the key points. He can ask you all the right questions as far as, is this going to work in your practice? For some chiropractors, this is not going to be a fit for them, and that's okay. But a lot of them maybe think it's not going to work, or they can't do exercise in their practice because of maybe a space limitation or time or staffing. And oftentimes they're surprised that there's other doctors out there that have one staff and have an 800 square foot clinic and are doing this and are, have adjusted the systems to their specific situation. So you could also schedule a free consultation with Vlad, and within 5 minutes, he'll know and you'll know if it's worth continuing the conversation. Sometimes it's you virtually shake hands and say, cool, well, thanks for chatting. We'll see you later. Follow our stuff, but maybe this time it's not going to be a good fit for you. And other times, it helps doctors really get clarity. So check that out and go to movableuniversity.com. You can still get a free copy of our book if you haven't seen that yet. That's on there. I put the link on this subject line for this little Facebook Live. And I appreciate y'all. And we're heading to Impact Day 2. Our next one's in August. So if you didn't make it to this one, you want to come out to August, shoot us a message. I don't know if we have that link launched yet. I'll have to ask Vlad, but we can register for the August event. And that's it. So have a great day, everyone. See ya.